This morning, I'd like us to do a bit of a throwback. And just before that, to mention that yesterday, a visual arts teacher that I know personally and I've known for many years called me. And he says, Johnny, can you imagine that visual arts, WASI students, have begun their practicals, yet the government is yet to send a penny, a peswa, for them to have their visual arts practicals under the free SHS. That, we're still going around campaigning with free SHS. I have nothing against it. But the children require the monies to be able to, it is the responsibility of the state. And it didn't start today. It's been happening even when children were supposed to be paying school fees. There was nothing like free or so-called free. Today, last year I told you about how they received the monies even though it was late. They received monies that were inadequate. So they had a budget of about 15,000 or 17,000 and they received only 9,000. He said this year, the money has not come. This year. Visual arts practicals. Ask any teacher. So when the teachers take initiative and they decide to charge parents for something small to be able to fulfill that requirement that WAEC would use to grade the student, the same students whose statistics will be busy carrying to town to go and advertise, then we penalize the school, we penalize the headmasters and the headmistresses, and we penalize the teachers. We are so stuck neck deep into politics that even the essential stuff is a pain to us to do. We are busy trying to rewrite history. Common practicals money for visual arts students. And you have a minister of education who is happy to go and host live events and brag about the state of education in Ghana. The state of education in Ghana today is that the children are sitting for WASI. The monies for their practical exam has not come, and yet they are supposed to be sitting for the exam. If parents take initiative and charge them, you are the same ones who will come and penalize them. And there are some parents who are also on the page. They know full well that the government has not brought the money, but if you charge, because they love party more than nation, they will come and go and report the teachers and the headmasters to the school. How do we build a country like that? Where party is central to an individual than nation state? How? How do we build a country like that? I'm asking. And these children whose practical monies have not come, are they not the same children that we expect to be the first-time voters after they are done with school to go and queue up on the 7th of December to go and cast their vote so that they will break the 8 or they will change the 8 or whatever they want to do to the 8? Are they not the same children? Has anybody thought about it? Pretending to be campaigning in a bus and yet going with a convoy of vehicles. Has anybody thought about it? Is anybody thinking about it? Think about it. Those people on the campaign trail, those people singing and shouting, when they were in school, they had monies made available for them to be able to take their practical exam in good time. You are failing secondary school students who are writing WASI. You expect them to go and queue and vote. You are failing children by delaying their vaccination. You expect them to grow up and come and love you. You are keeping medicines that are donated to you for free at the port and talking all manner of English to explain away your inefficiency and your inability to even clear free medicine for tuberculosis, malaria, etc. Everything has an excuse that you want to give to it because you are failing woefully. And it doesn't make sense. The basic things in life that your people look up to you as a government to be able to provide for them, you have failed to provide for them. Yes, you want to talk about glittering generalities, a technique of propaganda. That's what we want to talk about. Everything should be glittering. That's what you want to talk about. And then you have people defending it. When has it been that in this country, Children are going to sit for their WASI exam. Timetable is published way ahead. We know, the teachers know, the headmasters know, headmistresses know, the students know, their parents know, the education authorities know, the finance ministry knows. Everybody is aware of what's going to happen, and yet it gets to the exam day, and the monies that they need to support them to be able to take their exam and also excel and pass is not available. Can anybody tell me if we are thinking as a country? I'm asking a question. I'm not insulting anybody. Because if you were thinking, we wouldn't be here. We are not thinking clearly. Clearly, we are not thinking. And we love party more than nation. We are not thinking. Put the first tweet up there for me. We'll do a bit of a throwback. So, Mr. Kwasuman is the president's lawyer. He put this up there and said that, President Akufo-Addo is a president who doesn't promise and fail. This is what he wrote on July 22. July 22 in 2015. This is what he wrote. He says, Atta Mills, God bless his soul, was a crap leader. In fact, he was no leader at all. He puts monkey emojis and he says, there, I said it. He says, Atta Mills, rest his soul, was a crap leader. In fact, he was no leader at all. Under Professor Mills, children did not have to go for their WASI exam, and then they will not have money for practicals. Under Professor Mills, the crap leader. Under the leader who is not crappy, that has happened, and not just once. It happened a couple of times. Ask the teachers, they will tell you. Does Atta Mills deserve an apology? And I'm not talking about the Napo kind of apology that if you think I have offended you, then I'm sorry. I'm not talking about that one. A genuine apology. Show me. There's another tweet from the president. Show me. In fact, about two. The president tweeted on 24 November 2016. He says the ordinary worker has been burdened unduly with taxes. The ordinary worker has been burdened unduly with taxes. A reduction in taxes will mean more disposable income for families. This was news. Now I hear people are being picked up for fake news and people are being threatened. This is fake news. Or it is not fake news. There's another one. A president who promises and does not fail. That's what Kwasuman said. Now, do you also remember that the haircuts thing? Do you remember it? There will be no haircuts. Now, I'll tell you a story. A friend of mine who works in a state institution told me this. He says when the year begins, and he told me this because I started reading the Ghana Meteorological Agency's portion of the Auditor General's report from 2023. And he told me this. He said that when the year begins, maybe late January, February, you have people from the audit service come to you. They'll come and look at your books. Usually they come in a group of 4. 3 of them are very hard and strict. 1 of them is very nice. They finish looking at your books, they finish everything, and then the 3 start raising the alarm and all the things that the auditors do. And then the one who has been nice from day one, he's the one who is seen to, and then they iron out things. Whatever that means, I don't know. Then they go away. In the meantime, when they were leaving Accra or wherever they were leaving to go and audit, they had been provided with their hotel and per diem and other expenses. But when they get there, the institution they are auditing, so if they were auditing 20 institutions, all the 20 institutions were going to take care of their accommodation, whatever, for the period that they are there. So they're eating with both hands. The auditors who are supposed to be watching, they're eating with both hands. This is a friend of mine who works in a state institution who told me this. Then he says when they are done, later, mid-year, Iyoko will come. Iyoko comes in, they come and do their things. Sometimes they pick the accountant, they go and put him there. Then they ask you to come and bill the person. They pick your PVs and then they take the person there, they go and all those ones. Again, there's settlement. First to the boss, and then subsequently to the other people. Listen carefully. And then lastly, Public Accounts Committee appears. And he says, as for the Public Account Committee, sometimes they are very frontal. They demand, even before you appear. So he says the things that you see in the Auditor General's report, and this is somebody who works in a public institution who told me, perhaps may not be the full picture because some of the things had been clear. And I asked him a simple question. I said, but the payment vouchers that generates these monies that you give to the people, these officers, either from Audit Service, from YOCO or Public Accounts Committee, how do you capture it? Then he asked me, have I ever wondered why those things never make it into the report and why those things are not mentioned on TV like you want to believe that we are doing a genuine work? He asked that question. And then he told me to look closely at protocol. That's nomenclature, protocol. I should look at it and look at the figures attached to it. That my answer is in there. That's the kind of country that we are running. And he spoke out of some bit of pain and disdain. That's the country we are running. So even the people who are supposed to be the bastions of accountability, and Yesa, play me Kennedy Japan's video. Play that video for me.
Johnnie's fight.
Apologize to Ghanaians. Admit your mistakes before you can convince anybody to vote. If you ignore the hardships Ghanaians are going through, they will never accept what you are saying. You first have to admit that there are hardships.
3FM 92.7.
Let's give FDP another chance. And I know we've all learned our lessons. We are not going to sit back. We will have Dr. Bawumia, the Vice President.
3FM 92.7.
I've been talking to him. We'll share ideas, all the ideas I have, and I was telling Ghanaians during the campaign, I'm not going to keep it to myself because I didn't win. Then I'm not a patriotic citizen. Let's go out there with humility, apologize to Ghanaians, admit your mistakes before you can convince anybody to vote.
So we'll start from you, sir. Have you admitted that not so long ago,
Johnnie's fight.
you told us that the faces that took us to the IMF are not the same faces that will break the 8? Have you forgotten? Dr. Bawumia is the leader of that pack, together with the people in the mix, including you. You are all part of it. When you were looking for your flag bearership, Mr. Japan, you spoke differently. So you see, nation doesn't matter to you. It's party that matters to you, which is a shame. Because me, I expect anybody who was above 60 to have the nation at heart first. Because some people in the past had the nation at heart. That is how some of you adults now grew up and enjoyed the best of the best. What are the young people supposed to be looking up for? You're asking for humility. A few months ago, and even now, the tone of the government, so it's just about winning elections. Learn, you the voter, learn this. It's just about winning elections, sweet talking you to win elections. And who brassier till I break the 8. And then when I break the 8, you see Pepe. And who brassier till I break the 8. When I break the 8, you see Pepe. How long have Ghanaians been complaining? Who heard us? How long have Ghanaians been asking for that apology? Who listened to us? Ahomaswa krasi, dja krasi, enumja krasi, minim krasi, ahantan krasi. That is what has brought us into this ditch. We wouldn't listen to anybody. We know it all, yet we know nothing at all. I say, go and look at the Wasi children. Go and look at them. The things that you said, they are on tape, Mr. Japan. You were so angry at Adwoa Safo. You said that chief of staff had given you 124,000 to deposit personally into your account. You swore on your mother's grave Today, Ajosafo and you, baby mama and baby papa, are on the same campaign trail, sitting in the same bus with the convoy following you. How do you want people to trust you? And the people who are tagging along with you, how do you want people to trust you? I respect your business acumen. No, I respect it. But I'm saying that how do you want, because politics and all of the leadership is about trust and integrity. Yours is in tatters because you said one thing, you bemoaned a situation, you were screaming atop your lungs, you were saying all manner of things. Today your tone has changed. You're asking them to apologize. Good thing, because the president himself said that people should apologize when he was campaigning. He has not apologized. He doesn't see the need to apologize. What he sees need to do, show me that motorway thing. What he sees need to do is to launch an app that is supposed to be helping to fix and patch our potholes. Today. That's what we need. Every corner, we want to create app. We create COVID app. Then we create church app. That never was. Then we create this app. Then we create that app. And we put it together and say digitalization. Why are you hoodwinking the people? The Ghana Post GPS that you launched, Jack, where are you? How has it benefited Ghanaians? We carried money and dashed it to party people. Look at the Tamamoto way that Kwame Nkrumah constructed. Today, we are not even wise enough that concrete and asphalt are not supposed to be bedfellows. Prophet Dr. Kofi Oduro said it. He has gone to technical school. Me, I didn't go to technical school. Look, find me that video by yourself. Well, let's play it.
You know, comparison by a share. So yeah, dear, who you? Share one found the am a compare will be out there. Who bonkrumedi. Anybody who anybody who wants to win election in this country, if you disrespect Nkrumah, it will not be well with you. I'm telling you the truth and the fact very straight that you can't compare yourself to any work that Nkrumah did. Don't compare my feet and kind of Nkrumah. I'm telling you, this one is a legacy to this nation. People see this guy like one of the angels that God gave this
And he spoke, he said, look, don't patch concrete with asphalt. We're still doing it. This is where you want to patch potholes. When you say you have built more, you have constructed more roads than anybody else. You promised us concrete roads. Where are they? Today you are doing sapity. After a year of roads, second year of roads, another year of roads, you are doing sapity. If there's anybody who has to be picked up for fake news, we know the people to go and pick up. For fake news. We know the people to go and pick up, and disinformation. Not holding those, seminars. We know the people who churn out fake news in this country. I just showed you a few tweets. There will be no haircut. It is fake news. We know the people to pick up. Then when we wake up, we want to change history. I mean, what could be more relevant than the day that the Union Jack was lowered and the national flag of Ghana, red, gold, and green, beautifully designed by Theodore Yoko, the late, went up. National anthem and pledge, beautifully done by Efrebamu and Philip Behu, beautifully. What kind of national pride can be compared to that? 1st of July, when we became a sovereign, because when we won independence in 1957, the Queen was still lurking around and deciding on certain things. 1960 was when we had a full independence, a sovereign state. You come and you yank that day off and you make it just a commemorative day. And then you say you want to unify all of us and have a Founders Day so-called, and you go and pick your uncle's party's date of birth, 4th of August. 1947, and you say that is what we should celebrate as a holiday. Right from the get-go, you have pushed the CPP people away, pushed NDC away, pushed PNC away, pushed PP, pushed everybody away and brought MPP to the center. Do you think that anybody will support you? Nobody will support you. The next government will kick it out. They have told you. You want to unite the nation? Find a neutral date. As a baby as I am, if I want to unify people, I find a neutral date, not my father's birthday, not my mother's birthday. Mr. President, you see, you are conflicted in so many ways. Let's read this letter. This letter is dated the 10th of October, 1951. Evidence, no lie. To J.A. Obdam, Esquire. Now, it says, Dear Mr. Obdam, it's J.B. Dankwa writing. It says, I exceedingly regret delay in replying to your 2 letters. That man, Kwame Nkrumah, Samu Nkrumah, this is where the inspiration came from. Samu Nkrumah, Kwame Nkrumah. That man, Kwame Nkrumah, who is now leader of government business, has started his tricks again. The call for independence was termed as tricks. This time, he who is in government is inviting all the political leaders and chiefs to join him to send an ultimatum to His Majesty's government of the United Kingdom for self-government now, and if rejected, to declare positive action strikes and boycotts, etc. There has been hectic activity all over the place, and on Sunday, Kwesiada, we of the UGCC met at a great meeting and turned down his challenge. The challenge for independence. They turned it down. This is a fact. The J.B. Dankwa, who today you say is a founder, he turned down, together with his other UGCC people, they turned it down flat as being an invitation to criminal conspiracy against law and order. He called the fight and the quest for independence now as criminal conspiracy against law and order. He called it trick, and they called him that man, Samu Kwame Nkrumah. J.B. Dankwa signed it. I had to stay away in Kumasi for long periods last month, and I'm just now clearing up a pile of work. This is what the HK Champon wrote this, compiled it, letter no lie. Now, President Kufuor is conflicted because among the big 6, there are 2 uncles and his own father. There's Oforiatta, there is Kufuor himself, and there's J.B. Dankwa. 2 uncles and his own father. So he is conflicted. He wants a way to honor them. And that's all we're trying to do, trying to rewrite history. We know the history. Mr. President, after you are done with your 8 years, you move into statesmanship, like President Kufuor. Statesmanship, not partyship. Statesmanship, not partyship. Today, people still see you more of a party man than a statesman. It's sad. President Kufuor did a very nice and subtle thing. He said J.B. Dankwa is the doyen of democracy. Osagyefo was not born. Show me Osagyefo's picture. He was not born Osagyefo. The people named him Osagyefo because Osagyefo means he who saves people from a situation. Okun, Osa, Odiji, Nkrofo. He was not born Osagyefo. Even the showboy that he is called, you're trying to annex it. Mr. President, if you say there cannot be a founder of the country, even small free SHS, that we are failing to give the children their due to write their practical exam, you say we should give all the credit to you, that which is even in the Constitution. Free compulsory universal basic education is in the Constitution. Somebody started progressively free. Said, no. Free SHS is mine. Give all to me. I am the founder of Free SHS. Nobody is begrudging you. Then somebody who has led the country, and this is evidence. Your forebears called it the challenge, that is conspiracy against, criminal conspiracy against law and order. They called it tricks, Samu Nkrumah. You say we should join them. They wrote letters. They're a bunch of letters. If you like, we can spend the whole week reading those bunch of letters. They wrote those letters. So as for the founder debate, please don't start it. Don't start. Your family doesn't have to be in everything. See, today, the children don't even have textbooks. And if you read the history books of the children, you will be so disappointed. The history that we have always known. The history that we have known, you will be so disappointed. Why from this insatiable desire to inject your family into everything? You are declassifying forests and going to plant trees. We know more. Your appointees are willing portions of forest to themselves forever. We know more. Your appointees are building on landfill sites and Ramsar sites. We know more. People are grabbing land and grabbing state land. We know more. Small founders, they too, you won't collect them. Abba. Abba. We know you love your family. And you see, most people may not have connected what is happening to the Japadia document. Tomorrow, I will connect it for you. We will do the connection, nice and simple. Good morning.